Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Wonderlands build video, and today I will be going over Bladewinner. This is an Alchemical Agent focused Ghostblade build using Frost-Shivver, which is a bit different than my Blood of the Fallen build, Beyblade, but it's also a lot stronger. Ghostblade gets your full stats of your melee weapon. This means it takes your melee element, damage, crit chance, and crit damage, as well as your swing speed, which is very important. We choose melee weapons that are very good stats on all of those all around, and it's just to get the best damage possible. The save file for this build will be in my Discord link down below. You can also find my Twitch where I stream Wonderlands and other games from time to time. And if you like this build, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the gear here, we use a Scalawag to apply crossbolts for Barberload. Crossbolts are a pure multi damage, so they're really good. We use Frost to help build up Icebreaker. You want to use a ×2 with the 25% melee blade. That's the ideal thing to look for. And then we have a Twisted Delusion. This is used for soaking enemies and bosses outside of Tidebreaker range. There aren't too many, but there are some. And we use a Tooth Raider. This is for fast melee bolt application for bossing, and also good for executioner blade application. And then we have a Stab-O-Matic for out of range enemies as well. And then overall, you just want to use the spellcast melee damage enchant, but spellcast all damage does work as well. We use the Goblin Pickaxe as it gives the best stats for Ghostblade in my opinion. There are a couple other options, and I'm sure just messing around you'll find them. We want the Pickaxe because it gives very high crit chance at 21%. It is kind of hard to get this. There is like a little bit lower ones, but 21% is the best to look for. Because we're trying to go 100% crit chance, that's why we have such high thing for consistent Alchemical Agent. Then we want to go Ancient Hilt. This is to get Ghostblade back faster. And then we use Frost to help build Icebreaker, which does more than Lightning. These two elements are recommended as we're using Soaked. Of course, you can still use Poison, but using Fire is just going to be weaker. We'll use the Consec Hits melee damage enchant as its card boost melee damage that only stacks when actually melee swinging enemies from your melee weapon. So you do have to do that for it to boost your Ghostblade. And then we use a Body Rune for survivability. Capacity part is ideal as it goes through unarmored defense for better health than the health part does. And then you want to use the low health enchant for better survivability. Then we use a Barberload. This helps hitting enemies out of reach of Ghostblade, meaning you have to direct Ghostblade to less places, meaning it's out longer. You want to focus Stab-O-Mancer power and passives over the Barberload as Stab-O-Mancer power boosts Ghostblade. You can then try and get either status damage or all damage is definitely worth more. You want to match the element to your melee weapon. And then Thurge is also nice for cooldown, and Sacrificial Skeep is nice for survivability. And then we use a Tidebreaker. This is used for Soaked. You want to get spell charge and cooldown parts. Ghostblade enchant is for better melee crit chance and damage, just really good to have. And then also you could use a Frost Empowering Sigil. I have one here, yeah. You want to use that because that'll use insta freezing and also survivability from blocking enemy projectiles. And then you want cooldown or radius parts on your sigil. For armor, you want to prioritize Stab-O-Mancer primary and good passives. As I said, Stab-O-Mancer power boosts Ghostblade. Stab-O-Blight is ideal for points in Exploit Their Weakness and Contagion. Berserker power isn't doing too much here, so losing it doesn't hurt us. Stab-O-Burr is also really good. I think I have one, yeah, here, as it gives haste and cold snap, which is great for amnesia, but it also gives some more swing speed, which Ghostblade gets. The passives you want to look out for are melee damage, melee crit chance, move speed, all damage, max war capacity, and fire rate. Amnesia is the optimal choice here, but other options are Cape of Tides, Amalgam, and Miasmic Mail. Any rings will work on this build, but you just kind of need melee damage. I use the thumb cuffs just because they're consistent. You're always in a dungeon in Chaos Chamber and DLC, so that's really all that matters. So just get melee damage, and then the passes you want to look out for are melee crit damage, melee crit chance, action skill cooldown, and action skill duration. If you're using a powering sigil, spell radius can also be pretty nice. Alright, and for the skill tree here, of course, we go stab mode because that's where Ghostblade is. But then we go Berserker. There are some other options with Clawbringer and Bladecaller, but I prefer Berserker because it has really good formula and amazing survivability here, which I really prefer. Bladecaller is still a really good option, and it does have some survivability stuff and great damage stuff, but just felt like this was a lot more comfortable here. Now for Stabbomancer, we go Haste because we want the attack speed for melee and also the move speed. Of course, put in Poisons for dots to boost Alchemical Agent. Its only third weakness is a Pure Molt. It is only additive with Wrath of Nature, which of course we don't have here. We go Swift Death mainly just because we need to get down the tree. Arsenal gives low percent per point, and follow up doesn't help here even though we're shooting a gun. We're swinging so fast that this doesn't help. This is nicer for slower swinging weapons. This is conditional damage, which I do like to use, just not on this build. And then we go Nimble Fingers because we are shooting a gun. This fire rate's really nice. You could also just throw it back into Swift Death. Then we don't go Shadow Step because we're using a fast swinging weapon. This is really nice for slower swinging weapons as we're not hitting as much for higher crit chance. So just having this, where usually you always have this active for slower swinging weapons. Then we don't go Sneak Attack because it is low percent per point. Elusive's great for survivability, and we can run while we're shooting our gun. Contagion, double dip status effect damage, so it's really strong because it can double dip our Chemical Agent dot. Then we go a Chemical Agent, double dipping skill. Gets your melee formula and then your dot formula. Then we go 1000 Cuts just to get down the tree. It's pretty low value. We don't put more in Swift Death because this is just more consistent damage. Then we go Executioner's Blade. This spawns a copy of our weapon from our gun or our spell critting, and it's just really strong. So like enemies that are far away that Ghostblade can't hit, this can hit, which is just very worth it for giving up getting to Blast Chill. Then we go Savagery for the melee damage and just the enrage duration. Ancestral Frost isn't that good because it's low percent per point. All melee builds should take this over Ancestral Frost, and all builds should take Unyielding because this is just amazing health regen. When enraged, it gives max health regen, not missing health regen, which is really nice. Then we have the Old Ways. This gives conditional damage, which I don't think we have anywhere else. We do not. So this is just with how we have this set up right now, a Pure Molt. There are some things you could change to get conditional damage, but we don't have it here. And then Icebreaker is always a Pure Molt and just really strong. We have Cold Snap for the move speed for Amnesia, but we also have Frost Efficiency that help build up Icebreaker. You can move this to Blood Frenzy if you have survivability problems. You could also just at least put 1 point in to help with Enrage timer staying longer. And our defense turns our half of our ward into health, which is amazing and a huge survivability skill, just making Unyielding even better. Then we go Relentless Rage for the survivability. This will definitely save your life, and one of the big reasons why Berserk is to start off for survivability. For the build, you want to go max Strength, Wisdom, and Attunement. You can also go Constitution instead of Attunement if you want better survivability. I don't max Strength here as a personal choice. I have plenty of crit damage already. It's very minimal in here, but that's kind of why. Then I go Village Idiot just because it's nice to have crit damage and the background doesn't matter too much here. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This is super strong and super fun build and was amazing to make. This is definitely one of the strongest ways to use Ghostblade. It's really cool just throwing it around and melting enemies almost immediately. Again, the save file will be found in my Discord link down below. And make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.